so it's been a minute since I made a video, so I guess we got to do some updating. So I went ahead and built the short block, and I started to do like a little video on it. I was going to make a video doing the short block, but I thought, there's so many engine building Nazis out there that would, like flame me for doing, not the correct procedure or whatever, but yeah, so we have a short block. I just see all these other engine building videos where guys are like, oh, you didn't clock your rings at 12 and 6 o'clock, or you didn't, your hands weren't clean, you touched the bearing and whatever. So I decided, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. And it's not most of the people who watch my videos, but some, they like to troll you and all that. But anyway, yeah, so we got this thing all done. All the clearances came out really good. I didn't have to do anything really. The rings went right in with the perfect clearance. I had a little piece of paper where I had wrote down the clearances, but everything came in perfect. I looked it up online, and so yeah, I went ahead and just slapped it together. Put it over here. Nothing fancy, just a bone stock rebuild with new rings, bearings, rod bearings, and main bearings. Yeah, pretty much it. 70 foot-pounds on the main caps and 25, I believe, 25 or 30 on the rods, stock rod bolts. Yeah, like I said before, guys, this is going to be a daily. It's going to be not something I race, so I'm not going to be, pushing this thing, so this will be perfect. But anyway, in this video, we actually have like some decent weather to where I can get outside and work a little bit. It's been for the last 2 weeks, like just pouring rain every day. And supposedly we're supposed to get a hurricane tomorrow. So today's the only day I have to do a little work on this car. So I decided to go ahead and throw the K-member in. Let's see, a couple days ago, I went ahead and pressure washed the K-member. Hit it with some self-etching primer and painted it gloss black. So it looks pretty good, not too bad. You can see where some of the paint was coming off where I was pressure washing on the steering rack. So I don't know, maybe we'll replace the steering rack, or maybe just leave it like that. The boots are torn, but I can replace those. I checked the end play on the on the steering, whatever you call this right here, is like a little joint, and the end play, there's no play in it. Okay, so the only thing I would need to get is some new lines, because these were cut. Okay, and those were cut when I got the car. So yeah, this was off the black car, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up in there. Hopefully, I'm hoping to be able to make this car into a roller today. Go ahead and put the rear end in as well, with my control arms, and then I can put some wheels on it, and yeah, we can roll it around. So, oh, by the way, I was gonna do a little, a few years ago, yeah, maybe about a year and a half ago, I did a install on this UPR anti-roll, okay, and I never really had issues with it, but the UPRs come with like a roller bearing, okay, up in here. And what I noticed is that after driving on the street, water getting in it or whatever, you can see it's really notchy. It stops right there. It's just notchy, okay? So something in the bearings is not good, okay? Whether water got in there or it corroded, I don't really know, but yeah, it's not good. I'm cutting this out of here, so this is gonna have to be, I'm gonna have to grind off all these tacks. I didn't put it in too crazy. I put it into where it would be easy to get out, okay? So it's just welded here, here, and then a tack here, nothing behind it, okay? So I'm gonna take that out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe it's rebuildable. If I call UPR and see if they'll send me some new bushings or bearings or whatever. But I just thought maybe you guys should know that keep in mind, if you buy the UPR anti-roll, those, driving on the street with rain and water and splashing and stuff, yeah, they just corrode, and all the rod ends are really rusty too. So anyway, just wanted to throw that in there so you guys will know when you're buying parts. But anyway, let me get this jacked up in there, get the bolts in it and springs and all that, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right guys, so this transmission jack is pretty handy. I just raised it up. I have it kind of strapped to it with a piece of little wood here, and just kind of raise it up, get one bolt started, okay, here, and then go on the other side, get the other bolt started in the front, and then you just take a floor jack and you jack the back up, and everything kind of lines up pretty good. So once we get the rear end in, I may try to center the K-member. You can, you know, shift it back and forth to kind of get your wheelbase right, if you know what I mean. So basically, there's a lot of play in the holes here, okay? You got holes here, and they can move a little bit, all right? So you basically want to square it up. You can use plumb bobs, or you can use a tape measure to come off of a point on the back of the car, typically like your control arm or something like that, or, you know, like, I don't know, you could come off of the edge. You could come off the edge of your, as long as you're, well, okay, so if you're using like non-adjustable uppers and lowers in the rear, you can't adjust it. So it is what it is. It's where it's at, okay? So, you know, like once we get the rear end in, I'll take a tape measure. We'll come off of this edge maybe, or something, and we'll go to the front and then compare it to the other side, okay? So that way we'll know if the K-member is square in the car. If not, you just take a like a pry bar and you just stick it in here, and you can wedge it front or back, whichever it needs to be, and then bolt it down. I'm gonna go ahead and wedge it forward to begin with, just to see if I can get it close. So that way, you know, I may not have to do any adjusting. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there, let you guys know how to do that. And yeah, I'll throw the rest of these bolts in and move on from there, move on to the back maybe. We got the front end pretty much done, ready to mount the wheels. So yeah, everything looks pretty good. Went together real smooth, no issues. I did, since I'm going to run lowering springs in the rear, it's about 1.5 inch lowering springs. I went ahead and cut one coil off the front. So hopefully that puts me where I need to be. If not, we'll just replace those. I mean, that's not a big deal, but I didn't want to you know, have it sitting way high in the front and low in the rear. So went ahead and did that, and which made it easier to get them into the A-arms too, because when they're the full length, they're kind of tough to get into the A-arms and jack them up. You kind of have to compress the spring a little bit, but anyway, it went pretty easy, and yeah, everything looks good. Looks good painted. So let's go ahead and start doing the back. The easiest way to do it, really, again, this is just temporary so I can get the car rolling around, so I'm not sitting in this one spot over here. The easiest way to do it, what I've always done, is just hook up the lowers, okay? Kind of get it over close, hook up one lower, go over and jack up the other side and hook up the other lower, and then you can kind of raise it and then put the uppers on. Okay guys, so kind of like I said, you know, you get both your lowers in there, and then you can jack it up in the center, kind of align your shocks. These shocks are junk, I'm gonna have to replace those too. And then you can get it up high enough to where you can hook up your uppers. So yeah, I still gotta cut this thing out, but yeah, so let me get those uppers in, and then that should do it. I can go ahead and grab the wheels and put this thing on the ground and roll it around. So let me get this finished and we'll finish up this video. All right, best way to get your springs in, just kick them in there. Can't be too nice to these cars. If you are, they'll take advantage of you. So yeah, got everything done. The bolts are all tightened. Still haven't put the shocks on, the bolts for the tops of the shocks, but don't really need that for the moment. Kind of get it lined up right there, so that when we lower it, the shock will come up through the trunk, and then we can put the bolt on later. But yeah, I think we're ready to put the wheels on and get this thing on the ground. Been a long time without you. Been a long time without love. Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not. It rolls. Alrighty guys, so after what, 2.5 months of being on jack stands, it's finally rolling again. So I don't know, what do you guys think of these wheels? I don't particularly like them, but they're like the SN95 or like, I don't know, the 95, 96, 97 I think style. I don't think they had those in 94. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, they're the new style, but I don't know if I like those or not. Tell me what you guys think. So yeah, I guess the next thing is just finding out all the parts I need. I'm gonna start ripping the interior out, get the dashboard out, steering column, all that, so we can start putting in the AC. And I need to come up with a wiring harness because I don't want to use the old wiring harness because it's kind of cut up. On that white car, I kind of cut it up to splice it into the stock 1JZ ECU and all that. So there's a lot of connectors cut off, and I'm going to try to find another, maybe on eBay or something, you know, for $100 or whatever, to, you know, get a chassis harness. And then, yeah, we'll get this pedal assembly in and go from there. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a journey for this one because of you know, just getting parts and all that. I've been looking at different cams and heads and all that, and a lot of the heads are just out of stock. So, but there's a lot of other things I can get done before that. So, and gas tank, that's a good condition gas tank with a upgraded fuel pump. And here's the bracket that goes behind the dash. I got all the duct work and all that. So yeah, I have everything. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I know it's probably getting long. I just wanted to get this thing on the ground again, rolling around, so I can move it. And yeah, that's it, guys. Check you all next time.